All right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom. Sister Deborah coming again with the least is the greater, is greater than the greater in numbers. The least is greater than the great in numbers. Part 2. I'm going to open up my comment. Tell me, what does that mean? The least is greater than the great in number. How many times did the Father defeat battles and destroy and conquered on this earth for Israel? When Israel was less in numbers continually, when he pulled up with that right hand, all power. And I feel sad in my spirit because Israel and Judah never understood that right hand of the power of Yah. Because to understand the right hand, you know that it is revenge, venge, conquer, victory, all in all power. So even though Israel had the least in number, they always conquer the battle, the great battle of many. That's something you all should think about when you think about who you are or who you could be in the body of Hamashiach. Don't cut yourself short because you're not on these devil platforms. You don't need to be on here unless your will, not your will, Yah's will, it has identified itself in you. That he wants you to take a bold step and speak to the mass. Okay? Now, if the Father has not spoke this to you, then you have to come within yourself. You have to go within yourself and say, well, okay, who am I in you? And in the year 2024, the way he explained it to me, a 12-year-old should know. That's what that's what's so powerful to me. When you can tell me a 12-year-old and older should know. We should know where we stand in a creator or in somebody we don't believe, but where do we stand as in the flesh? Where do we stand as in the spirit? We should know that. We should be able to profess it verbally, even if it's just to ourselves. Who are we? You know? And the reason why I say in this year is because we in the time of tribulation, judgment, and wrath. This is not a time for playtime or I'm wondering, I'm thinking, I'm trying to figure it out, I'm trying to work it out, I'm trying to think it out. You see? I don't know what time period you're in, but we're in that DAY. I had to break that down to a 69-year-old man today. And the sound of his voice, he was so happy because he had never heard nobody break it down like that. And I say to you all, we are in that DAY. And you can find many of verses in the instructions and direction book, the study guide, showing you that the DAY was said by David, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Solomon, Moses, all the apostles, and the big one, Yeshua. Always telling us that day. It always said that day or the DAY. We have to know that's a critical time, you guys. A critical time where, Deborah, and when? In the will of the Creator. And if you don't know that, you better try to, I don't even say you better try. It's sad that you don't. Because all of them throughout what one would call the Bible, I said it's a study guide in which, you can still call it the Bible though, in which it tells you from the beginning to the end that there is that day. What is it with this day? Go to Proverbs 16, verse 4. That answers it best. And then he takes you into other verses, letting you know, y'all, check out that day or the day. It's power. It's not days, it's DAY. Because he wants you to know in this day and time, you're going to think you're going to put on your right shoe and you're going to be putting the left foot in the right shoe and the right shoe in the left foot. That's how far from the right way your shoes should be put on. So if your shoes on backwards, your mindset, because before you can put your shoes on, you have to sign it in here. So this is what I'm seeing as a prophetess in the wilderness. The mindset is destroyed. 100% said in Deuteronomy 28. So I was trying to figure out, well, why can't they get it in Deuteronomy 6? Why can't they see it? Why can't they teach this, preach this? Why can't they reach the destiny of the end game of Deuteronomy 26? They can't even reach nothing but shackles, oppressed, and ships. What about the whole end game of Deuteronomy 28? What's with it? He said, this is the reason why. They are so hung up on lies that truth can't even come before them and penetrate the mind of their deception of lies. You see, what the Father want me to do is also cover what we was covering in part 1. If a person have a subscriber 1K, meaning 1,000, and you have another subscriber that has 2K, okay, meaning 200,000. Most 100%, without a doubt, the least will be where the light would rest. Everybody that runs to these books and try to master these books and try to understand it, trying to dissect it, trying to precept it, trying to line it, trying to little here and little there, they miss that, because it's always going to be around the least where you're going to find the light. And if the greater of 2,000K come after and are offended by the 1K, it's because they are the serpent seed. They are of the flesh. The flesh and the serpent seed will of Yah is to be offended by the least of them. So when you get into this thing, you think you running the race and you in the right lane, or you know this and you know that, baby, back your tail up and back your tail down. Come to some spirit and truth with the light in your right hand. Because outside of that, you ain't got nothing but clowning. Okay, so I wanted to bring this and usher this back in again. My computer went out and I wanted to bring it forth again. And I want y'all to understand, y'all ain't looking for numbers. Just because the flesh need numbers, need more subscribers, need likes, needs praise, needs support, that's the flesh. But the spirit, it only needs the Father. The Father who come and abide in them. And many, many, many times, and even to today, it's you hear these Hebrew Israelite teaching and preaching, and they so far in darkness that light never hit them. And you know, you never would have known light had not hit them, because the way they appear and they conduct themselves on the outside. But when you have he that is greater in you, you can discern the he that's on the outside of you and who they are. What do you mean, Deborah? What do he mean when he says, Deborah, why ain't you using what I gave you? I just thought maybe it was easy to ask you, what is it that's going on? He said, no. What about that discerning spirit? Have you ever used it? Yeah. Well, why ain't you using it? Oh, okay. But wait a minute. Let me tell you something. Let me give you something that I'll top the discerning spirit that I've given you. Try that bad boy by the spirit. How I'm going to try that spirit? By your spirit. If you know I am greater in you, try that spirit by the spirit that's in you greater and your spirit. Y'all are one now in this, Deborah. So pull that bad boy out by the spirit. So when I'm on this devil platform, I'm discerning the spirits of people. While they sitting here talking flesh, me, and trying to get praise. Guess what? This sister is a prophetess in the wilderness, and I done discern you. You're nasty. You're a clown for the world. Let me make sure I add that. So you get on here and you hear people trying to tell prophetess who they are. Prophets, who they are. Only one that can tell a prophet and a prophetess. He said a prophet is subject to another prophet. Bam. What do you mean, Father? Break that thing down in them, Deborah. Let me tell y'all what he's talking about. He said a prophet is subject to a prophet. That means we can climb on top of each other. We can climb side by side. We can break each other in and out. Okay? These are prophets. I'm telling you guys, you know what I'm going to do? Hold up 1 minute. I know how I'm going to settle that. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm getting ready. I should have done this. Let me do this like I know it. I'm sorry. I'm going to do this the way I know to do it. Let me shut this down from this end. How about that? How they like me now? Okay. Now, what I want to say to you, the Father want me to say to you two things. The Father has built the kingdom out of twos. Okay. So he wants you to know that the difference between a prophet and a prophetess of the Most High Yah, they are subject to one another. That means it's okay for us to touch base with one another, even in our own error and in our wrong saying, our wrong doing, our right doing, or our communication in the body. Okay? Now, don't forget now, the prophets of the servants of the Most High Yah are founded in the body of Hamashiach. Do you think the body of Hamashiach is going to let clowns come up in the body and tell his servants that's in the body who's fake and who's real? So I'm telling you today, stand your clown town tails down, all right? Stand your clown towns tails down, okay? Because you can't get on this devil platform and tell anything or anybody about any prophet nor prophetess that serves Yah. Okay, let me pull up. Only thing you can do is tell the fake prophets and the fake prophetess. You can talk to the fake prophetess and the fake prophets. Why? Because you fake anyway. Fake knows fake. Tell me not. How about that? Fake knows fake. And fake gonna be able to identify what? Fake. Because they fake. So when you get people on here, and I see a lot of them going after this other prophetess that says she's a prophet, they don't understand you clowning. It's not so much, I'm going to tell you what they're going after. They going after her numbers. I've seen the men go after her numbers. They hating on her because of her numbers. Her voice is going out to more than their voices are going out to. So they hating on that end. But you got those who hating on somebody like the Sister Deborah, which is no different. They would hate on me. It's dangerous than hating on her. Why you say that, Deborah? Because I got less. So therefore, what are you hating on? It ain't that she's bringing in people. Ain't no people listening to her. It ain't like she's a multitude. So why are you hating on her? Because she got spirit and truth. She got the light. That's what you hating. Just like Cain and Abel. Brothers. Same mother and father. Why are you hating on your brother to the point of death? Because hate was put in you because you was the serpent seed. See, that's what people don't understand what Genesis 3 and 15 is telling you. You either born the serpent seed or the woman seed. And only time you're going to come after this sister, you would have to be the serpent seed. Praise Almighty God. This sister ain't coming out in big numbers. So why are you after her? Because you the total serpent seed. What did Cain do? He knew how to honor the Father. He did his, the way he did it pleases Yah. So why did Cain get mad? Did you hear it say something about if you could have just did this? No, he couldn't have done it because he didn't come here. You see, that's why you have to know where the Roman Catholic just smeared it. He couldn't have done nothing. His destiny was the seed of Satan. And it showed up and showed out who he was. So even after he was the way that he was to Yah, What was you to your brother? Your blood brother. Hate to the point you killed him. Killed him. Do y'all get what I'm saying? So when somebody come after 1K, meaning somebody who got 1K, 1,000, and you got 200,000, something wrong with you. You're the serpent seed. Running around here thinking your outlook appearance and the way you've been feeding the flesh people, the people in the flesh, has gotten you to the point where you're drunk. You're addicted. You're addicted to the fame that you got on this devil platform. Because let me tell you something. There are people, because I worked in drug facilities and alcoholic, people who strung out on alcoholic, people who just didn't have nowhere to go to but to a rehab. And let me tell you, in their minds, they've been drinking, say, 15 years. Don't have a job, don't have a place to stay, don't have no family, don't have anything because they just gone. But they'll stand before you and tell you they are not an alcoholic. A drug dealer can be in drugs for 40 years and look you dead in your face and tell you, I'm not addicted to drugs. Well, that's how these people are on this devil platform. Nobody can tell them anything. Why can't they tell them anything? Because they don't have the light in their right hand, nor are they understanding, or do they have the understanding of spirit and truth? You see what I'm saying? If they had a pin needle of light, they can be able to see the light that is ruling me. But because they don't have a pin needle of light, I'm here to tell you the truth of the matter. They in darkness. They can be on this devil platform for 1,000,000 years and still sit here and tell you the same worldly matters that they constantly keep routing around. Black and white and black and all this. When you think and use some sense, when you have the Ruach will teach you when Deborah, I'm sorry to tell you, Deborah, but there ain't no color in this. Everything is spirit. Everything gains light. And when we can't see that, it's because we're so jealous and envy toward seeing whites and blacks marrying. Who gives a rest behind who's marrying what? Where are they spirit is at? Where are they hearts? Where are they care of give and gave is at? Do you think I'm caught up in white and black? Yes, I'm caught up in it for the fear for my children. But as for me, I am not caught up in it. I'm not caught up in it to be out there messing with it and hating on it or my jealousy. You marry who you want, and now you see what it looked like, and you wish you would have met your desire of a white man or a white woman. People who are always talking about that doesn't mean anything. Because what that is flesh. It's the outer man. What's going on in that spirit realm, y'all? Why is it nobody wants to focus, even on Israel? We want to focus on we the people, we the Jews, we the this. Yeah, use the food too. That has never come. Ever learning. Ever learning, but never coming to the truth. What is the truth? Spirit and truth of the whole matter. They never come to that. And I don't care if they're on this devil platform 20, 30, 40 years, they never reach it. Do you think that it is said they ever learn? That means people who ever picking up books, trying to whoop you in with the book, trying to whoop you out, lost books, found book, this book, that book, they ever learning. But the fathers want me to tell you, the Father that's the kingdom, that in the kingdom, that owns all things, that the creator of all things come to tell you, they ever learning, but they never reach the destiny to truth. Look at T.D. Jakes. Look at Joyce Meyer. Look at Osteen. Look at Cliff O'Dollars. Look at Eddie Long. Multitude of people. Going back to that great number. Multitude of people. Would you believe each and every last one of them that have been following them is just as lost as they are? So what did they do? They have driven them to the broad gate. Like this, they have a platform. These people, and I'm going to expound on that again, because when I wrote it up a few days ago, I thought about it. And lo and behold, I heard a man late last night. He said, these platforms, especially YouTube and TikTok, they are addicted. They are addicted. Well, not addicted. He said it's an addiction. And when I thought about how the Father got on me, he said, "Well, Deborah, what you mean you can't step down? You feel like you on a punishment. You ain't on no punishment. I'm just showing you what's already invested in you." And once that, I sat back and saw how my flesh was battling the fact that, oh, he put me down for 3 days. Oh, he put me down. What did I do? And all he was wanting to say to me, and all he said to me, I want to teach you something. I want to show you something. Don't clown with the clowns. He said, you got a lane to run in. Don't go to your left, don't go to your right, and don't dare take what's in the back of you. Stay in your lane. You're going to have clowns on the right side. You have clowns on the left, and a bunch of confusion in the back. Stay in your lane. And then he began to teach me, you all got so much. I got so much to share. I got so much food for the spirit. I don't know what to do but to praise the Most High Yah. But I like to say to you all that even with the multitude, when you see one with 1K and you see a great number, when you look at Yeshua, I told you the example of how many times the Father have fought from the beginning of Genesis all the way to the end, how he has always fought the battles of the house of Israel. And they always had to have battles where the number were always greater against them. The Father don't ever want you to feel that, even, say for instance, Sister Deborah got 1K and you only got 10K. That means you only have 10 subscribers and I got 1,000 subscribers. The Father don't want you to look at my number and say that you're not who you are because Deborah got 1,000K. The Father wanted to look at you that you are greater. Why? Because you having 10K and you only have 10 following you. What if all 10 of those people that you have following you end up being in the body of Hamashiach and then branching from you to take to others? This is what he was given the talents for. Being 1,000K, just 1,000, say Sister Deborah. Many times I got on here and I got frustrated with you all because I keep saying, come on, y'all, climb on top. Come on, come on. Don't y'all know this? It was like you never knew anything. So the Father said, think about the brick wall, Deborah. Those parables in them vision was a reason, and you was given the brick wall twice. Think about it. And it made me see that, hey, wait a minute, I am talking to brick walls. Because if nobody's able to climb on top, what was climbing on top to Deborah? Come on, speak on top of what I'm talking about. Why? Because I know I ain't the only one. Somebody out there got to know more than Sister Deborah. Praise somebody, y'all. So that one coming with 10 subscribers should be able to override Sister Deborah coming with 1,000 subscribers. Your 10 subscribers should override Deborah's 1,000 subscribers. Why? Because now you are less than number, and that is great. And all Sister Deborah want people to come on, be on this page long enough with me to branch out away from me. Praise the mighty Yah. And if you cannot do that, then you need to search who you really are. Are you here to eat food? To steal? To take? You did it over and over and over, and don't think heaven ain't gonna hold it accountable. And never support in any shape, form, and fashion. I ain't gonna get on that topic. But I'm just showing you, somebody got 10 subscribers versus Sister Deborah got 1,000 subscribers. Let me tell you something, baby. You pulling on up in there. I'm glad to see you. Now, my thing is to listen to you and see. What are you saying, Deborah? Let me give you a little bit of what I'm saying. And I want you to hear me and hear me well. If a person have 10 subscribers and Sister Deborah has 1,000 subscribers, when I would be looking to you to take this torch, when you had to run track and you hand the baton, run with that thing, 10K, meaning 10 subscribers, run with it. Because most likely if somebody's pulling up with 10 subscribers, there's another bold one that's coming to give the last word of the Most High God. That's all I wanted you all to do, was to pull in to Deborah and pull away from Deborah. I'm handing you the baton. Take it and run. Take that baton and run to the finish line. I know I got a lane. What's the sense of having a lane if you can't handle the baton? They want to be on the left and on the right freely. They want to be in the background talking against you. How about taking this baton in my hand and run with it? So he that has 10 subscribers should pull up and be greater than Sister Deborah that has 1,000 subscribers. Praise the mighty God. Let me give you what the Ruach is giving me. Let me give you what the Ruach is giving me. Here, Paul. Not Paul, David. Not David, John the Baptist. This is the example Sister Deborah is giving you. Here go John the Baptist. Where he at? He in prison. Behind bars. Where is Yeshua? Out there being about the Father's business. Healing and delivering and showing miracles and signs and wonders. What John the Baptist said. John is in the four walls of the prison. He speaks to his disciples upon the bar, on the other side of the bars, and tell them, go and speak unto Yeshua. Ask him, are you the one? Or should we look for another? This is handing the baton. This is handing the baton. This is the will of the Father. I don't ever want to be on this devil platform racking up subscribers and likes and praise and getting glory. And nobody branch off from me because they stuck on me. They're addicted to me like I'm addicted to the platform. Bull crap! John the Baptist in the prison. Go back and ask Yeshua, are you the one? Or should we look for another? What was John saying? Are you the power that the Father sent down? Or should we look for another one? And if we have to look for another one, my race is not done. Praise the mighty Yah. I am not finished until I know that I can hand the baton to Yeshua for the assurance that my race is done. John the Baptist did what? He told them to go. And when they went, Yeshua didn't say nothing, but tell them what you see. Praise the mighty God. And what did John Baptist disciples see? What did John Baptist disciples see? They saw miracles, signs, and wonders. And what is that called? Power. It's called power. Oh, let us run back. Hey, John. Oh, I hear you. What's going on? We saw this. We saw him doing this. We saw the power doing this. We saw this and we saw that. John said, well done. The race is over. This is it for me. This is the end. I have handed the baton. I have turned the baton over. He has completed his race. Now it's Yeshua time to take it from here. But he had to make sure within himself that, hey, I'm in here. Does this mean my race is over? Go back and see and ask him. Is another one coming outside of him? No. He told him, don't say. Just he showed them what he was doing. They saw the power. They bring back to John the Baptist. John says, I salute that guy. Shalom. This is the end. This is the end. This is the end for me. This is where I drop off. This is my day of ceasing. See, he handed the baton. This is how the mindset is with Sister Deborah when she's sitting here wanting people to climb on top of her. Come on top of me. Come on, male, female, come on, let's rumble. Stand on top of me. So I too can say, it's finished for me. I can run my lane and be here to assist any and everybody. But my lane that I'm running in is still yet spiritual. That means I'll still be here until life that has been appointed to me, it's over. But when you don't see nobody even wanting and desiring or searching within themselves, should I pull up and grab the baton? Let me tell her this. Let me show her this. Let me tell her this. What did Yeshua do? He showed the miracles, the signs, and wonders. That was good enough to tell. That was good enough for who? John the Baptist's disciples to go back tell him, no, baby, we saw miracles, signs, and wonders. John said, salute that thing. It's over for me. I turn in the baton. See, and this is all what it's all about. Church, temples, YouTube, everything is for you to flip that thing. It's not for you to grab subscribers and thinking you something and you somebody. You's a fool, and you're going to be a fool, die a fool, and live a fool. And see the lake of hell as a fool. Because they like the man said, they are addicted to this platform. And the addiction bring their stupidity. Because they just so strung out on, I'm famous. Just like the famous people. They don't care if they own drugs. They don't care if they own alcohol. They don't care if they ain't doing nothing. One sin is no different or greater than the others. You better wake up to that. So if they are addicted to what they're doing, so are you on this devil platform. Neither are they giving the glory over to the Father, and you ain't either. You getting it for yourself. It's all about what you teaching and you preaching on this devil platform. And 90% of it, most likely, or maybe I'm gonna give or take, 80% of it is about the world and what the world and how you're supposed to read the books and read this and read that. Sit down, clowns. He ain't never told you it come by reading. He said it comes by hearing. What's the difference from reading and hearing? Total different. Even in the natural, it's different. Because someone in the natural might not have ears to hear. But they can read, speak. Somebody might not be able to speak, but they can hear in their natural ears. But this hearing that the Father is talking about is the Ruach HaKodesh. The spiritual hearing of his spirit is the ear we supposed to be hearing. Not your loud, ugly mouth and your I'm so stuck on their personal opinion. Now I'm going to take you in the realm of what happens. What I noticed after the 3 days that the Father has taken me out, I got a good understanding. Many people get offended. They get so offended between two things. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. Two things that's very powerful that they get offended by. Okay? Is the numbers. People get offended by people who have numbers and many people are listening to them. So they'll get offended and start calling like this several different prophets that y'all are false prophet. Now they're a false prophet because you're watching their numbers. Why are you stuck on stupid? Because there are a lot of people listening to them. Why are you stuck on stupid? Because you see all their numbers. It's rocking way past yours. Y'all didn't know that. Y'all didn't know that's the type of game that's played. It's a game on this devil platform, and it should be. Why not? It's the devil's platform. They're just too ignorant to realize it. Now, what I seen was, here it is. They want to identify people who has more likes and subscriber and more influence or more ears than they have. They would call that individual a false prophet. Wait a minute. What? Oh, you see, she's got more subscribers than you. Okay, she got more likes than you. She got more subscribers than you. And more people are listening to her. Why are you mad? Because she's a false prophet. Now she becomes a false prophet. You see? Now she's a false prophet. You see? Then they'll turn around. Now watch, this is the difference. Watch this, y'all. Watch this. Then they'll turn around and somebody might not like another individual or a male or female, which is a prophet and a prophet, when they say something that offend them. See, it's two ways. They jealous and envy and has hate for the individual that has a greater amount of people entertaining them or listening to them. But the greater wickedness rests in when someone speaks spirit and truth and it offend one. They're not detaching. Watch this here. They're really not battling the fact that this one prophetess is her words is offense. She was battling TD Jakes and hate came out against her. You know why? At that moment, they checked out how many ears are listening to her, how many people are hearing her. They look at her subscribers and her likes. They said, wait a minute, too many people. You see, oh, I'm going to call her a false prophet because she got more than I have. Y'all, I'm sorry. Y'all don't know nothing about the game that's being played on this Deborah platform. Sister Deborah breaking that thing in and out, and you still going to miss it. But that's the game. Now, somebody like Sister Deborah, they got 1K. They're the people that are so geared to spirit and truth, to one that's speaking spirit and truth with the light. If Sister Deborah says something that offends someone that is in great number, why are you over in 1K if you got 200K? Because you've been offended by a word that the prophet has said. You see? Why are you over? If you over in 200K, why are you listening to somebody with 1K? Because spirit and truth, y'all. Just like YouTube. Why is YouTube triggering on my page? They trigger on everybody's page. But why would you go to the least and pour down videos versus the greater and pour down videos? Surely you can find one. You see what I'm saying? But you got to understand the battle of what many don't understand when they try to proclaim they understand. It is spiritual. Satan got his seeds and the Father have his seeds. You see? And the thing about it, no one ever been taught in the churches, in the synagogues, in the temples, in the camps, on the streets, in the academy, that there's two. They don't know how to teach the two because the two has to come from the inner man, which is the Ruach in you. You and the Spirit of Yah make two in one. That's where the true teacher comes from, the teaching. You see? But what people do is they grab their spouse, they grab all these men on the corner in academies and camps and go into woods, buy all this land. They go out here and they make their own head. And they lead the mass by their own head. Do people understand what actually is happening? The Father is allowing you to do that. He even allows Satan to make the platform so you can do that. So you don't think that Adam and Eve took the tree of knowledge and good and evil because that was their choice. Don't be no fool. Don't be no fool. Don't be no stupid fool. Furthermore, who put the tree there? I wonder who put that tree there. And if you didn't want them to mess with it, why would you put it there? Because I knew they would, Deborah. I put it there for them. See, they still don't get it. So when you got a lot of subscribers, you's a fool if you think because you got a lot of subscribers, because you all that in there, use the opposite of that. You's a fool, use a serpent seed. You're born to satisfy your flesh. That's what born of the flesh is. To satisfy the things of your flesh and anybody else that would jump in the pool of your flesh. And that's why people can cover every issue of the world without covering spirit and truth. Because let me tell y'all something, it ain't no end to it. It ain't no end to spirit and truth. The way this creator keep on me. And I'm like saying, woo-wee, if only they know how much of your spirit and truth is out here with the light in the right hand. And everybody living like, hey, darkness is the best thing going on. I can lead the people in darkness. And this is what has happened, you all, where you know people are addicted to this platform. Say, for instance, someone is offended by something I say. The first thing they do is crank up. If they got a better half, they run get their better half. Or if they got a camp or a group, they run get their group. Or if they got a church where they got members and so on, they go get them. You know, if they got a big page where they got a lot of different academies and schools and groups and church here and church there, they will get theirs. That's all they need. Do you all know that how they escape spirit and truth with the light in their right hand? You know how they escape it? Let me explain to you. First and foremost, heaven had already sent them down as the serpent seed. That's how ignorant the people are. Deborah, don't say ignorant. Just go and tell it the truth. The serpent seed is. They already was sent down here. That's why that example was given to us with Adam and Eve. Not Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel. He wanted to show you the difference in between the seed. When you get to Genesis 3:15, he's telling the serpent, wait a minute, I'm going to give you yours and I'm going to have mine. I'm going to put something in between the both. Mine's going to hate you and you're going to hate mine. How about that? How about that? And the moment the first children come out was two sons. One hated the other. Enough that his hate was to kill. Because Satan comes to kill, steal, and destroy. Yah's spirit of his seeds ain't come down to do that type of mission. So that's why Cain was the seed of the serpent, not because he laid down with Eve, stupid, Deborah, seeds of Satan. Not because he laid down with Eve, because Adam laid down with Eve. How about that? How about that? How about that? Because Cain came out of the same womb as Abel came out, but it wasn't because Adam knew her. It's because Abel was a seed planted by the Most High Yah. How about that? I know they ain't gonna teach you, they don't know it. So, what happens? What happened is the Father wants you to know that these platforms are what it is, the devil's platforms. So this is what people are doing. And this is how they survive. They would use so much information in the instructions and direction that can fill and cover up what they want to teach and preach in a way to cover them feeling offended by what? Spirit and truth with the light in the right hand. So how do they do it? Let me show you how they do it. They get together and they find scriptures here, scriptures here, scriptures here, scriptures here. They go to all the lost books. They go to all of this and this and this and this and this. Make sure they can master where they can find this, all over the place. Okay? Then they come before you, set a day, set their title, and it's all about healing my feeling of being offended. I'm offended by what this person say, but I'm going to prove them wrong to my numbers of subscribers. I got to prove them wrong through using people to make me feel better about somebody said something that I was offended by. And why are they offended? Because truth and righteous will cause any and everybody to be offended. How about that? Truth and righteous will cause any and everybody to be offended. Do you know how many of the prophets and the prophetess that lost their life because of truth and righteous at a blink of an eye? This is why. Not because they hit them or fight them or war against them, because of the truth in which they spoke. Offended the flesh of a man or a flesh of a woman. This is what happens. This is what YouTube is about. That's why you see them all battling one another. Even in the world of the world, and those who try to be sheep in wool clothing, they're doing the same thing on this devil platform. But you know what? He said, Deborah, you'll know them by their fruit, and you use the gift to try them by the Spirit. You'll know who they are. And that's how I measure it. And that's how I speak. I speak spirit and truth with the light in my right hand. Come this way if you want to. Come this way if you want to. Mess with me if you want to. But let me explain this. So what they do, they feel that I've been on this devil platform long enough and I am totally offended. Let me go get my husband. Let me go get my wife. Or let me go get the camp leaders. Oh, let me go get my pastor and the deacons. Let me go get them over here and tell my head man that's over all these here academies. Let me tell him what she said. You see? Because they are offended. So now they got to go into the book to try to find something that they can master. To who? Who are they finna teach to? If this is 1K, I got 1,000K, they got 2,000K. Now it's time to speak to the 2,000K. Because the 2,000K is going to make them feel good about being offended. It's not because the word is going to deliver them as they call the words. The words is not going to deliver them because they can find it all over the place. It's who listen to them. Heals their feeling of feeling offended. That's how they come after people. Y'all didn't know that. I know y'all didn't. That's how they play on this devil platform. If I got more subscribers, I'm going to use my subscribers to help me heal from the offense that someone has said something that offended me. But I got more subscribers. They're going to help me heal. How are they going to help me heal? Or I'm going to come to my subscribers and I'm going to give them a message of all what I've been searched so it can counteract the individual that has offended me. Ooh, Father, thank you, Father, y'all. And that's how they rumble, y'all. This is how they rumble this devil platform. So I'm like saying, okay, Father, I get what you're saying. I get it. So how they get healed, how they feel energized, how they feel uplifted. And, oh, I'm strong, I'm powerful, I'm the head, I know this and I know that. This person don't know nothing because they got less subscribers. I'm the king, I'm the head, I'm the ruler. I know what I'm talking about. I got the scriptures. But it ain't the scriptures that they have. You know what it has? They had to back it up of ears that's going to hear. It's the large number of people that's taking heed to what they're saying. See, they don't understand the same way they take heed to what you're saying. Let me tell you something. When you stand before that judgment seat, he's going to show you how many people heard your ugly mouth. And in the process of them hearing your ugly mouth, they didn't know your spirit. But since you led them in the direction to your ugly mouth, because you felt that you was the God, their God, use their leader, use their pastor, use their bishop, use their teacher, use their prophet, use their prophetess, use their watchman, use their seer, use their Maureen. I tell you what, you led too many years in all the wrong places. You're liable for that. They're gonna hold their own too, but you're gonna be liable for leading all these people to cover up your offended spirit when you need to be offended because you are the serpent seed. You need to be offended. That's why I say, y'all, search yourself. Make sure you know who you are in this time. Because if you don't, heaven will. Heaven will. Let's get into this lesson. I know you said, Deborah, that's a lesson, ain't it? Yes, it is. I got to pull up at 7 p.m. Central Time. Let's get into this lesson. Okay, the lesson is going to start off with Matthew chapter 13 and Matthew chapter 13 and verse 57. In Matthew's chapter 13 and verse 57, it reads, and they were offended in him, but Yeshua said unto them. See, he was saying things to them. Let's up it one verse. Let's up it to 56. Matthew chapter 13 and verse 56. Let's go there. Matthew chapter 13, verse 57. And they were, 56. Let's go. I'm sorry. I apologize, you guys. Matthew chapter 13, verse 56. And it reads, and his sister, are they not all with us? Hence they have this man all these things. Verse 57. And Yeshua, and they were offended in him. Because we got to take this a little higher. Let's go and take it to 54. Can I? Please, let me take it to 54. Matthew chapter 13 and 54, so you can get something out of this here, and how Yeshua respond to all this here. It's really hate, y'all. It's really being offended is a form of hate, because they're not gonna hate you for the right reason or the wrong reason. People are hating on this prophetess, and she don't even know why. She thinking she's saying, she think it's because of what she's teaching and preaching. Baby, they ain't hating you because of that. They hating you because of your numbers. See, when you speak hardcore spirit and truth, they're gonna hate you for the truth and righteous. See, those who are teaching spirit and truth with the light in their right hand, that's a different hate. Right now, they using what this prophetess has as far as numbers, and they hating on her because they don't like the idea she pulling in the numbers. Another reason why she's pulling in the numbers is because the heathens and Gentiles are listening to her. So where along the line she started her page is probably where Sister Deborah started hers, but she was having all those people, all those Gentiles and heathens on my line. And when I shut down, I guess they end up putting me in a different black box. See, I wasn't in the black box at first. So I think she was once maybe not in the black box and never kept dropping and coming back like Sister Deborah. And when I kept dropping and coming back, I end up in the little black box with all the melanated people, to where my words wouldn't branch out to the heathens and Gentiles. A lot of people been on here for so many years to where Gentiles and heathens stepped in. That don't mean nothing. That means you've been on here too long. You see? And ain't nobody pulling away from you. Everybody's staying up under you. And you are not the head over the church nor the body. How about that? Anybody setting up somebody up under somebody that long, you in the wrong place and at the wrong time. Okay? When you set up under somebody, it's to set under to pull out. I told people that as a young person, you don't go to no church no 5, 10, no 5, 10, 20, 30 years. You go in, sit down, eat the food, and take your tail out and feed the others. People don't get it. You ain't who you think you are. You who you want to be, and you say you are. And that is not the will of the Father. That's the calling of your own flesh. Okay. Now in Matthew chapter 13 and verse 53. And it came to pass that when Yeshua had finished these parables, he departed thence. 54. And when he was come unto his own country, here's Sister Deborah in her own country, and that ain't my country, but where I was sent to. Look, the United States of America. So 54, and when he was coming to his own country, he taught them in their synagogue, inasmuch that they were astonished, and said, hence has this man this wisdom and these mighty works. So what are they looking at? They looking at his wisdom and his mighty work. Ooh, that sounds so good. Verse 55. Is not this the carpenter's son? Is not his mother called Mary? And his brother James? And Joseph? And Simeon? And Judas? And his sister, are they not all with us? Hence, then, has this man all these things. See, they're looking at his natural family, but they see him with a spiritual power. Praise to Yah. Oh, Father Yah. These people called out all his fleshly family, y'all. They called that thing out. They sitting here breaking it down. Mary, Joseph, the carpenter's son. They calling his sisters, his brothers. He calling them out. They was all in the flesh, y'all. That's flesh. So they trying to figure out, well, what he doing with all this wisdom and all this mighty work? Wait a minute. Verse 57. And they were offended in him. But Yeshua said unto them, a prophet. How about that? A prophet. How about that? You think he's talking to himself? No, he's trying to send a message to this sister. See, that's when you train, when you are taught by the spirit of the creator, he teach you how to go into these words and pull out with the word. How about that? Do you know how to do that? Do you understand how to do it? You should be able to come into this King James Bible, in any Bible or any book you lost and you found. Pull in it, but pull out. Because when you come out, you coming out with the Ruach understanding of what the words are saying. You cannot sit the word and call it the words. You can't call the words the word, nor the word the words. You got to separate that bad boy, because everything coming down into the kingdom of heaven is at hand. That's letting you know he bringing all that power down at hand, hand reach to you all, and you still ain't gripped it. It's sad. Now, in the prayer, it says, like it is in heaven, so shall it be on the earth. We got to believe that. That's something that many trillion of people never thought. Never will take a hand of it or take a hold of it, because they are the serpent seed. They ain't going to. He's telling you that, wait a minute, heaven has orchestrated a way that heaven is. He brought it down to the earth. Earth got to be the way it is in heaven. Not that heaven has to be the way it is on earth. You's a fool if you think heaven's got to be the way you see it on earth. No, baby, you lost. Earth got to be the way that heaven has orchestrated it to be. All this join giants and aliens and all this old bull crap they pulling up in your mindset. You gone. Anybody that taking hold of Enoch books and all, and now they come in and out. This is how powerful you guys. I want y'all to understand this. That's why I don't deal with all that trash. They broke out now and got an Enoch 1, an Enoch 2. They came out with an Enoch 2 and an Enoch 3. See, it's no end. That's what Solomon was saying. Stay away from them books. Because it does something to the flesh. Make you a fool. That's what it does. And you get lost. As if, wait a minute, hold up. When that spirit of the Ruach come with all power and reside in you, and you need to find books, you's a fool. You're going to live a fool, die a fool, and be in the lake of the fire acting like a fool. Now, Yeshua said in Matthew 13, in verse 7, the 57. Yeshua said in Matthew 13 and 57. And they were offended in him. Why are you offended? You see, the littlest, tiniest dot. Let me see if I can put it on my finger. This is how sad. You see that little pen? That's little dot of spirit and truth with the light in your hand or righteous. That little one would offend the whole world. And this is what people don't know that they coming after. They coming after this one person that got 1K because they offended by that little dot of truth. That's what they're offended by. Satan can't stand that. That's why Cain was offended that Abel did it right. See? That's deep. Offended. Okay, now listen to what he said. A prophet is not without honor, save he in his own country and in his own house. See, it starts in the house. So when people thinking they can master their house and get it all perfect, and we the holy, the roly, use a fool, and use a fool. We are in that day, wrath, tribulation, and judgments coming to your house to get you a taste of he ain't playing. To show you ain't doing what you think you're doing. You ain't about who you say you are. Oh, hold up. He got the day out now, y'all. That's it. It's over. That day has set. This is why I could not understand. I sent it to someone this morning. I think it was 15 clips this morning of European men and women killing up their whole family. 15 in the last 24 hours. Don't tell me my father is not on this earth judging and his wrath and tribulation. Everything. But what's on the land? What's on the land more than the tribulation, the wrath, and the judgment? What else is on the land? That D-A-Y. Every man of Yah spoke it. That D-A-Y. That day. See, y'all messed up from the floor up. Y'all talking all this trash that these people want to feed into your mind to get you caught up in all these worldly matter. Trump, binding, all this bull crap. Trump got to be two, three things. I know he ain't the beast. I think Obama's the beast, but Trump either the false prophet or the Antichrist. And if he ain't now one of those, he's about to show you who he is in them. All you see wrapped around Trump is power. Too much power is wrapped around him, showing you no matter what he has done, we still gonna pull him up. He's gonna pull up. Tell me we ain't in that DAY. So that's why weak-minded people out here talking about trash, they ain't gonna instill that in nobody's ear in spirit and truth. That man ain't coming to make you play patty cake and make it better for you. They got enough migrants. They got about 6-7 million migrants that poured in. Let's go there. This is why the Father said, don't call them stupid. Call them the serpent seed. Call them what they are. Born of the flesh. Serpent seed you are. That's why you can't understand nothing. Revelation 18. Pull it up, Deborah. The migrants. This is the reason, the purpose, and the power of my Father's will, suffering it to come to pass. Why? Because he's given evil and wicked a day to see to it that it come to pass. Let's go. Revelation 18, verse 2. And Revelation 18, verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice. This is an angel from heaven. Now you got to understand, let's go to 18 period. 18, Revelation chapter 18. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven. See, the Father has to keep saying that so we can understand it in the spirit realm. When it says an angel come down from heaven, I'm not looking at your horse mouth. I'm not looking at people tell me, oh, those are fallen angels coming down. That's what they're telling y'all. This wicked that they see is fallen angels. No, it's you. It's you. The fallen angels ain't coming down like y'all talking about, mixing them with the aliens and mixing them with giants. Y'all been eating and reading and digesting too much eating and all this other trash. So he gonna let you eat what you have eaten. Since you're digesting, he gonna let you eat it. And he need to let you eat it. Now, what is happening here in Revelation 18, and after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having a great power. What I like about that is the Father is trying to get those that are of the light, those that are of spirit and truth to understand that I am, and I've said in the whole Revelation that I'm sending angels down to do powerful missions. So what is over on this left side? That's where we're going in 7 p.m. Central Time. What is on this left side? The world, Satan seeds, and the world. On the left side, trying to mimic the right side in this day. Why don't they just do what they do? Stay on your left side. But they got to mimic the right side. The right side is telling y'all from the floor and up how it's being done. I told you I chained them down in the uttermost darkness until that day of destruction. Why? He's using them to bring forth the power of his will. Why you got your stupid tails over here. Deborah, tell them just serpent seeds, and born of the flesh is over here trying to support the world and all this stuff to get your mind totally off of what Revelation is showing up and showing out by the power of the right hand of the Father. Now, in Revelation 18, here it goes. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven. Here go that angel coming from heaven. Now, how in the wrecks behind is the angels coming from heaven in this day and time, and the fallen angels all up in the sky, all over the place? You see how ignorant people are? They don't understand the left side trying to mimic the prophecies. So they got y'all face and y'all ears and y'all minds all loaded with whatever y'all doing, they gonna be doing. Ain't no fallen angels nowhere. Angels been placed in each and every last one of us as a serpent angel or a spiritual angel of Yah. One of the other. Why is it you can't see all man? I showed 15 clips of men. One man said his wife was he killed his 4 daughters. He left his son down in the basement, but he killed his 4 daughters. I think it was his 3 daughters or 4 daughters, and his wife. Talking about they was bitch. His wife was a bitch, and she was a greedy, hungry bitch for money. That's the reason to wake up one morning and take their lives. Wait a minute, hold up, bro. You see, if you can't see stuff like that, 3 men on the back porch dead, and they freeing upstairs sleep for 2 days. He didn't know they was in the backyard when they was over to his house watching the game, and they dead. Come on now, y'all. Y'all don't see? No, you don't see it because y'all created it for you so that you cannot see it, and that this prophet will stand on the mountain top and show it up and show it out to those who have an ear to hear and a one eye of the spirit to see it. You don't have to see nothing. You ain't nobody. Okay? Now, as I see, and this doing something to me, I need to pull out of this because this is not my lesson, but in Revelation chapter 18, it says, and after these things, I saw an angel come down from heaven, having a great power. Now, wait a minute. Who gave this angel this power? Wait a minute, hold up. Where's the fallen angels? Where's the fallen? They better watch it. They're going to run into aliens. They better watch it. They're going to run into giants. It's CERN, CERN. When I saw what that looked like in the inside and in the out, I said, what the rats behind is that? They digging holes. They doing all kind of things to counteract what Revelation is talking about. Revelation is talking about the Father is sending angels with the keys to the bottomless pit so they can come up and do this, do this, and do this, and do this. So on the left side, Satan seeds, and those that are the world, the flesh, and of the Satan seed over here on this side, trying to counteract what the Father is doing on the right-hand side. They doing it too, but they're only doing it to theirs. That's why I say to people, y'all better watch yourself. I had a person come over here late night talking about, did you ever read Enoch? I said, no, he said, let me and this is a speed reader. He said, it sounds so demonic. You know why it sounds so demonic? It's so many things the flesh of man has added in it. Hadn't y'all never allowed them to add in it, then people wouldn't be as confused as they are. But because he knew that the will from the beginning to the end was already written in the heavens, he already had the Lamb Book of Life and the Lake of Fire and all the works of each one already written. So it got to be what? On the earth as it what? In the heaven. How about that? How about that? Can't get that, did you? You missed it, didn't you? Okay, so when I'm looking at Revelation 18, and it said this angel coming down with great power, and the earth was lit with his glory. I like that. Watch this here. And he cried mightily. Why is he crying? With a loud voice. Oh, he's announcing. He has announced. And I can agree with that. I can agree with that. I can agree with this right here already. So I know that this here has already taken place, y'all. I know it. I already know this. So with the loud voice, okay, and don't forget, the loud voice is not coming for you, Satan seed, and he that's born of the flesh. It's coming for the ear that can hear Yah, not the ear all over the world. They don't understand a rat's behind about what this angel is. Let's say what he's doing. It's crying mightily with a strong voice. It's to hear. He that has an ear to hear, that spiritual ear. What is he saying? He's warning he that has a spiritual ear, which has the ruach in them. He's saying, Babylon, that great is falling. That great represents Donald Trump, y'all. So while you thinking that Donald Trump coming in and pulling in something right, let me tell you something. They setting y'all bad tails up. And they need to set your tails up. And this is what it means. Verse 2. Revelation chapter 18 and verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon, the great. Listen to it. Y'all missed it. You missed it, y'all. You missed it. Listen to it again. Babylon, let's leave Babylon alone. Look at what it says. The great is fallen. Babylon, the great. Let's make America great again. Babylon, the great, is fallen. And fallen, is fallen. It said it twice. And is become the habitation of devils. Babylon has fallen, you guys. And now one of y'all rats tails know what's going on because you're teaching too much trash. You supporting too much worldly matters that doesn't mean anything but to take you off the focus on the spiritual power that's bringing tribulation, judgment, and wrath. That's what it's all intended for. He that is born of the word of the flesh, he that is born the serpent seed, they over on the left side call they self-teaching. And then Yah has his on the right, revealing to you every prophecy and revelation that's coming, that's upon us right now in what? This D-A-Y. Now, notice it says, Babylon the great is falling, is falling. The reason why I said it twice is because, like I explained to you all, Babylon already fell, y'all. Babylon fell a long time ago. Babylon was doing crooked mess against their own country. See, ain't nobody making Babylon fall. Babylon falling from within. Ain't no country bombed them. Ain't no country done nothing to them. Babylon is falling within. And this is what it's saying to y'all. Y'all running around here talking about Russia, China, Ukraine, over in Israel, and all this Palestine, you're lost without a cause. All that is chalk, black chalk, to take your mind off of what the revelation and the prophecies of the Creator has already said. And you won't understand it until he send the ones that speak in spirit and truth, that's embedded in his spirit, in their spirit, in him, come to give you the light. And that's why I say it's sad. And that's why I'm always whining to the Father. He says, stop, call it what it is, and get in your lane. Saying there, call it what it is. Now listen to this. And it says it twice. It said Babylon the Great. Then you know, there go Donald Trump. And then it says is falling. Is falling is for me to say to you all, it has already fallen. That's what the first falling is. Look at it. Look at it. Revelation 18. The first one said is falling. Why did it repeat? Why is this angel that's lost? Because it's trying to tell Deborah, when you look at this, don't look at it exactly what it's saying. Understand it in the spirit. Understanding it in the spirit is telling me it's already fallen. And it's going to fall even more. You see, I try to explain to you, it's falling. Y'all waiting for the debris. That's what y'all understand in the flesh, and he that is born of the serpent seed. Y'all waiting for it to fall in the flesh. But baby, I'm telling you, it's fall. It already fell in the spirit, meaning it has already 50% fallen in the natural. You just the serpent seed that can't see it. How about that? How about that? I'm going to get it right, Father. I'm going to get it right. So that's why I said it twice, to remind somebody like me, to make sure when you're speaking on it, let them know that that is the part that's already fallen. And then it said is falling. That means that the greater falling is right before us today. But it has already fallen. I told y'all that. I'm going to tell you, you know when they had the 9/11, you know when they did the, this was the country doing this. This was Babylon doing this. There wasn't nobody but them. You know when they had the foreclosed and took y'all homes because they had to pay the other country what they was behind. And the way that they did is we'll take all this land from everybody. We'll take their property. You see, we'll do all this and we'll sell it over to you all. And that's what they did to y'all. Babylon already fallen. Okay, so it says here, what happens after it's fallen? And is become a habitation of devils. How is it going to become it? How is it going to become it? Let's pour 7 million and more into the country. We know who they are. We from every corner of the earth. We let them come in from every corner of the United States borders. We're bringing them in great numbers. We even brought some from China. We brought them from every corner. These people are dangerous people, y'all. These people are coming here on a mission to kill, steal, and destroy in a way that United States ain't never seen. So when you get black people and white people feuding and fighting against each other, then guess what? They're going to wish they would have united. And it's not going to be any uniting. Because they're coming. Black people, I ain't gonna say black. I'm gonna say melanated people, tribe of Judah, that's not gonna be able to walk out of here when the Father take out his small remnant. Let me tell you, you in for a hell of a time, baby. And it's gonna be wicked. If you thinking and you're not seeing what your tribe is doing, the only reason why you don't see it is because the Father ain't letting you see it, because you're gonna be left here in it. You ain't seen nothing yet, but you're gonna see it. That's why you can't see it. That's why you don't hear any melanated men talking positive about nothing. Ain't none of them talking any positive. None of them. They ain't preaching, they ain't teaching, they ain't revealing nothing. And then have the audacity to try to call out the prophets. Sit y'all clownish tails down somewhere. Okay, so here in Revelation chapter 8, you hear it when it says, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon, and this is the angel, y'all, it's showing the warning to me. He ain't talking to you. He talking about those who have the light and its spirit and truth resting therein. He ain't talking to you. He's giving they understand this. You don't. Babylon, the great, is falling, and it's become the habitation. Become? See, we already was loaded with wicked and evil. What is telling you becoming the habitation? It's going to become the world on the four corners have gotten together and say, in this year, after we bring this bio, after it, we're going to send in from the four corners people that we already then shot up with this V, and people who are ex-cons, drug dealers, sex trafficking, criminals, assassins, people who ain't got nothing to lose but come to destroy. Why you say that, Deborah? Hear what he's saying that's going to pull up in this country. And is become an habitation, a place for what? Devils. Devils. You don't even know what you're receiving in this land. Y'all walking around here talking about a bunch of trash, talking about land and talking about growing. Baby, you ain't seen nothing. All this talking about land and growing without talking about spirit and truth and the light, that's for people who's born of the flesh, because they preparing the outer man for whatever happened and fail to realize. What about the inner man? That's why they so fascinated with these platforms. They drunk on these platforms. They're addicted to these platforms. Because if the one thing the Father told me, he said, Deborah, now I want you to behold how they're going to start taking their funds and see if they're going to pull up like they've been pulling up talking to y'all. You ain't going to see them on here doing that. You're going to hear them, see them, they're trying to hold on 1 week, next week. They don't understand it ain't coming back again. Now you get a taste of truth. Because you sat here and you want to feed these people all this worldly matter, and you didn't give them food for their spirit. You didn't give them spirit and truth and the light. You sold them all the darkness of the world and didn't give them nothing to run on in the light. But so what? Y'all gonna let you and yours fall by the wayside. I know it. You don't believe it. You know, it's coming. Because they coming to your house. They ain't coming to your house. They're going to let you know. You ain't getting nothing. Once they stop that money, it's going to mess you up from the floor. And even though that money can be a few dollars, it goes to the few cents that they have in their head. That's why they think they famous on this devil platform, and they fools. Okay? So here it says that it's going to become a habitation of devils. Do y'all know what that is? He ain't saying over Russia. Why are we talking about Russia? Why are we talking about China? Why are we talking about Israel? Why are we talking about Palestine? Why are we talking about every place besides where you reside? It's coming down first and foremost. That has fallen and still falling. Oh no, we ain't gonna talk about that black and white. Ain't nobody caught up in all that stuff that Puff Daddy and all them doing. They've been doing that. You just been hiding. Tribe of Judah always hide wrongdoing. That's why they can't tell these men y'all wrong, bro. They can't tell these men they wrong because they're a part of they wrong. Okay? And then it says, and become habitation of devils. Y'all, that's a dangerous thing to become. A place where devil stays. Ooh-wee. Now watch this here. And the hold of foul spirits, y'all. Foul spirits. And the cage of every unclean, hateful bird. They're going to cage a lot of them up with you. He's letting you know this is the 7 million that came in while y'all around here talking about marrying black women and black men marrying this and growing this and building this. What we're going to see what you're going to do after this. He's telling you what's coming in the countries in which you reside, and all you want to tell people is the worldly matters. Okay, keep on talking worldly matters. Because people think I'm exempt. I'm not. Just like they drunk on this platform. They are addicted to it. And how? Because of the fame it does. In their mental state of mind, they think they're famous. They think they're somebody. And if they think they're somebody, just imagine what they think they are to the Most High God. What can you be to anybody? Nothing. Let's go, y'all. Let's rumble. Now, we're talking about many people being offended. Let's go to Proverbs 18. I have to hurry up because I got to go live. Proverbs 18. Let's see what Proverbs 18 is saying in verse 19. Proverbs 18 and verse 19. A brother offended is harder to be won than a strong city. What did I tell y'all? What did I tell y'all? If the 2,000 hear the 1,000, now listen to what I'm saying. If the 2,000 hear the 1,000 say something, and the one that has 2,000 is offended, y'all, that's the end. It's identifying that 2,000 is full of the serpent seed. It's born of the flesh. Because it's offended by the least. The one that has the 1,000. How can you get offended by somebody? Now listen to this here. That's got 1,000 if you got 2,000, 200,000. If you got 200,000, how could you be offended by somebody that's in 1,000? When you look, you say, oh, she ain't got nobody. She ain't got nobody following her. Ain't nobody listening to her. I got 2,000 over here. You know why I'm offended? I'm trying to show y'all this beyond the flesh. This is a spiritual thing. It's the same being offended that Cain had that caused him to kill Abel. Same thing. Y'all missing it. Y'all missing the spiritual aspects of it. It's the serpent seed. The serpent seed is going to always be offended of the spiritual seed. It ain't offended of the world in the way the world does them. It's offended toward the one that is the light. That's how all the prophets lost their life, because of what they said. Not what they done, but what they spoke. Is that a reason to kill a person? So you see how powerful I'm trying to get you to understand how people are so addicted to the number, to the point even when they hear someone that got least say something, they get offended. Now listen to how the one that get offended is looked at in Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 19. A brother offended is harder to be won than a strong city. Ain't that deep? And that's what he showed me the 3 days I was off. He said, look at that face of that person. Now, do you see that gray? I said, yeah, I see it. But see, I need you to start using the things I've given you to run this lane. I said, wow. He said, but pull off. Let the mouth continue. I got to talk to you. And I thank him. I needed it. Because what he was sharing with me, I was like, wow, Father, I think it's beautiful for him to take out that time to reveal things and open me up to see and accept, because as I was accepting, he said, just because somebody got more subscribers, they're more of a fool, because they don't understand you having 200,000 K, you driving 200 through the broad gate. You ain't drawing nobody. The Father said 200,000 ain't drawing to me. They draw to you and your page and your worldly matters. Your personal opinion. You ain't tapping into nothing but all flesh. That's it. No spirit. So he said in Proverbs 18 and verse 19, a brother offended is harder to be won than a strong city. And their contentions are like the bars of a castle. See that hate? You don't see that hate? What is hate? Genesis 3 and 15, when the Father broke down to Satan, you're going to have yours, I'm going to have mine. There's going to be a hate between the both. Mine's going to hate your wickedness, and your wickedness is going to hate my life. That's what that's all about, y'all. So listen to what it says here again in Proverbs 18 and verse 19. I need you to circle this. I need you to circle it and always put that in your mind throughout the day. What I mean is learn that so you'll understand why people are the way that they are based on who you are and what you're saying. You see, offended. Offended. The difference between the prophetess that they are all clowning on YouTube about is because she's pulling a lot of people listening to her. She got a lot of subscribers. She got a lot of likes. She got a lot of ears hearing her. Now, the difference between her and me is I don't have to have nothing but spirit and truth, though, on this end. Speak that righteousness. And it's going to offend those who want to portray they are in righteous. Every chance they get, they're going to be offended by your words. Because your word is like a two-edged sword. Because greater is he that holds the sword in me than he that is in the world. When you say something, it's going to cut somebody. So this is what they're offended by. To where they're going to use their platform to get all the people to give them praise so they can feel good about, now I'm not so offended because I was able to express myself to the mass. Y'all, it's allowing you to express yourself to the mass because this is where you getting away with truth. This is how you getting away with it. And that's why you can't see that you are not the spiritual seed. You're calling yourself because you're trying to look the role, play the role, act the role, and make many in your lane think you the role, but y'all say it don't mean nothing. I fought many battles for Israel with small numbers. I was the right hand in there. See, this is what y'all don't understand. And then they'll turn around. This is what a lot of people who get offended do. They will grab scriptures quick with a blink of an eye. Blink of an eye. Oh, touch not the anointed and mean them no harm. And then they begin to give people verses to try to trap people to believe that's listening to the 200K that's listening to them. Understand, don't y'all say nothing and don't bother y'all's anointed. Don't touch his anointed and mean them no harm. This happened and this happened. That person lost their life. That person lost this person. Baby, sit your tail down. Life and death has always been in the hand of the Almighty. And he do not base somebody's life on your nasty flesh. He's bigger and better than that. And when he said, touch not my anointed, he means that. Even you, when you got hate. My anointing is the light. It's not the serpent seed. And what goes around comes around. It's just when it do get around to you. Okay? So, I want you to highlight Proverbs 18 and verse 19 because it's very powerful because I love how he talking about those that are offended. It's too hard to even deal with. You can't win them, y'all. You can't win them. You can't win them. And you definitely on this devil platform, you ain't, because they get their subscribers to support their lie. They crank up a message so they can get their subscribers to rub and soothe their back. You'll be all right. I agree with you. You a great message. I agree with you. You show right. You teaching it. You do it. Yeah, you need that praise. I don't need it. I got the back up from the floor of the Most High Yah abiding in me. You can keep yours. Okay? Every last one of the praise, keep them. You're going to need them because that's your portion here on earth because you ain't got nothing coming into heaven since you got all the praise down here. Okay? From the wicked one. Now, what got me was Matthew's 24. Let's go to Matthew's 24. And what we're talking about is how people use their platforms, okay? And they don't understand the least is greater than your numbers, baby. Try reading that book. How about that? They want to read all these books. And I'm going to tell you, I think the most ignorantest thing in the spirit and in the natural is, and then again, you can't say that because if y'all don't let them see it, then they interpret seeds. And you know the sower that sowed the seed sowed more, even though it's a parable, it's giving us what the kingdom of heaven had already set up, is that there's more people that's going to be lost to truth than anything. And that's what it's saying. Okay, so when we get to Matthew's chapter 24, Matthew's chapter 24 and 24 and 10. Let's go to Matthew chapter 24 and 10. When you get to Matthew chapter 24 and 10, let's see what's going on. Matthew 24 and 10. Listen to what it says. Now, you got to understand, Yeshua has already set the pace of the end days. And, oh, no, I got to go up. We're going to have to go to Matthew 24 and verse 5. The Father just revealed something to me that he told me earlier to write down, and I didn't. Now I'm here. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 5. Let's go to verse 4 and 5. And this message is so important. You should not only hear it once, hear it twice, and share this message to somebody or with somebody out, because it's a lot of power for this day and time. It's things you should know. Okay, so when y'all sit around, and I'm gonna show you the sickness that's going on in this country. Let me show you the power of a lot of melanated people out of the tribe of Judah. They're trying to support all these migrants, these 7 million migrants, in any way, shape, and form. The ignorance of them, they stupid. Why? Why you say that? Deborah, don't call them stupid. What did I tell you? Oh, okay, Father. There's the serpent seed, and they're born of the flesh. Because Revelation 18 just laid out the 7 million is coming in. Kill, steal, and destroy your tail. They are of devils, unclean spirits, and demonic in cages by numbers. That's your migrants. And you trying to make it look like, oh, they're doing this to the migrants and we need to pray for them. And we need. Sit your tail down. You don't know how to pray, because if you knew what prayer is, you would be praying for the Father's will and not yours. Not your emotions, not your feelings, not your personal opinion. Pray in to the Father who got the will in his hand. How about that? How about that? Okay. Now, Matthew chapter 24 and verse 4 and 5, it says, and Yeshua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. That's the deception I was telling y'all. The biggest thing that's on earth right now is that the deception. And the deception is, I'm coming live at 7 p.m. Central today. The deception is a right and a left. Everything the Father is doing here in Revelation, the left side is trying to mimic it. So it got the flesh, those that are born of the flesh, and those that are the serpent seed. Their focus is on giants and aliens and fallen angels on the left end, and the Father over here showing up and showing out with his tribulation, his wrath, and his judgment. So what is it doing, Deborah? It's keeping people from seeing the right side. People are not seeing the right side. But the Father said, Deborah, stay in your lane, baby. Those that are going to see it is those that I give them the eye to see. Those that are going to hear it, they're going to be the one I give them the ear to hear. And that's spiritual, Deborah. You know that. So it's still not going to stop me from teaching that powerful message at 7 p.m. Central Time. Now, what is actually today, and what is actually taking place in Matthew 24, right here, this is the deception. It's over in the left side. That's the two from heaven. That right and that left. That's the two. Now, watch this here. In Matthew 24 and 4, it says, Yeshua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. They didn't ask him that, but he told them. They didn't ask him that question, but he told them. Why did he do that? Why Yeshua pulled up and told them something they didn't ask him? Because he was showing Sister Deborah, I know you question why they asking of a time that they ain't gonna be here. I sure did. Till the Father told me, hey, come on now. I had to accept it. That okay, it's okay. Listen to what Yeshua said. Yeshua said. And Yeshua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive your butt. Because the power of deception will take you to your grave. It starts here in the mind and destroy you from the inside out. And that's why all these books are out. Oh, lost books, found books. Enoch 1, Enoch 2, Enoch 3. I'm sure they're going to have a 4 and a 5 pretty soon. Every book that was taken out, they done already redid a second one of it. See, this is what Solomon was saying. Don't let them books get you, because it's only coming after your flesh. That's what Solomon said. He said all these books, it messes with the flesh. See, that's how ignorant people are. They don't understand when you don't have nothing against Enoch and all these books that have been taken out. But wait a minute. I have a book. I have a issue with this book that's in your face. Because the Ruach has taught me that it is not walking in spirit and truth. And if it's not walking in spirit and truth, what is that telling me? Come on here. You tarry for the spirit and truth to come in you and teach you. And I teach you all things out of this book that man cannot see nor can they understand. So that's why I can't lean to flesh on things on the outside of man to justify what's greater in me on the inside. I double dare you to try that. You're going to find out all this mess in these books are incorrect. Same devil that wrote the King James and smeared it is the same devil that wrote Enoch and every other book that came out of it. And they then took Enoch and put them on a pedestal all high and all these other giants and aliens. And wait a minute, hold up, bro, hold up. We in that day. Pull up that. How about that? What book do you have that's telling you about this day we in? Now on. You need the Ruach. That's why you lost without a cause. Yeah, you need those books. Those books are for those who are born of the flesh. Those books are for those who are born the serpent seed. Grab those books, live them and die with them because you're going to need them. Okay? Now, what is actually happened here in verse 5 is where the message is at. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 5. Now, Yeshua had already told them, look, you better not be deceived. Okay? So, that was way thousands of years, 6, 7, 8,000 years ago. He said that to them. But where are we at now, Deborah? Come on with it. Pull up. Okay, here we are. Verse 5, Matthew 24 and verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And shall deceive many. Now, because people did not understand Genesis 1 and 2, this is why people are where the Father said they are at today. Lost with the cause and without. With the cause is heaven's had got you right where he wants you in your foolishness, in your lost mentality, in your lost wisdom, in your lost understanding, in your lost knowledge, in your lost feelings, in your personal opinion. You lost. Without a cause, it's because it's all plainly seen now. It's plainly seen. Okay? So what is Yeshua saying to his disciples in Matthew 24? For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. What people didn't understand was, let's go there. Let me just go there. Let's go to Matthew 24 and verse 24. How about that? We in Matthew's chapter 24 and verse 24. And what we're going to do something a little special. We're going to bump it up to 23 and bring it down to 24. How about that? Let's bump that bad boy up and bring it down. So we're going to back it up to verse 23 and bring it down to 24. Matthew chapter 24, verse 23 and 24. Then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. Believe it not. Verse 24. For there shall arise false Christs with an S. False Christs with an S. And false prophets with an S. And shall show great signs and wonders, inasmuch that if it were, now when you go right, if it were, and pull up the power of if it were possible. Put that in Google and let Google bring up the power in that. The power in that will let you know it's impossible. Impossible. You see, and that's what 99.9 churches don't understand. He's not saying that it's going to be this. He said, if it were, and when you pull up, if it were, it letting you know it can't be. How about that? You see how y'all lie? See how they lie? And he's telling you it's not possible that they should deceive the very elect. Now, who are the elect? You can't sit with your horse mouth and tell what prophet and what prophetess is the servant of Yah when you're the servant of the serpent. Tell me how you can tell and identify the servant of Yah, prophet and prophetess, when you are the servant of the serpent. And if you're the servant of serpent, you can only identify what you are. A false prophet, a false teacher. Because you can identify you. Let's make it easy for you to identify somebody else that's false when you are fake and false. Do that make sense? Y'all come on with me. Meet me. I'm going to open up my comment. Come on now. Pull that thing out. Tell it like it is. Now, Sister Deborah is charged to be subject. I mean, what is it? A prophet is subject to a prophet. We can talk. We can rumble. But if you're the opposite of who Sister Deborah is, you're the false. And that's how you were able to identify that I'm something that you ain't, because you're the false. So you got to line somebody up that's like you. If you want to labor fake and false. That's who you are. So you have to find the one that's like you. How about that? How about that? You got too many, don't you? Too many around you, and don't you? Too many join you, don't you? To where you can't see who you are, because you're afraid if you see the fake ones, you're subject to the fake one, because you're the fake one. Whether it's a fake teacher, a fake prophet, or a fake teacher, no matter what it is, you're fake. So the only thing you can identify is that which is like unto you. How about that? Now watch this here. I want you all to see the power in 23 and 24. I want you to highlight it, because these are words that you should be ministering to people every chance you get. And that is in Matthew chapter 24. And we're going to go back to verse 5. In Matthew chapter 24, verse 23 and 24. 23 and 24. And we're talking out of Matthew 24. And I'm going to get you there to let you see exactly how they got it all bent up and all crooked and wrong and everything. He's sitting here telling you, when you find the real ones, you ain't gonna fool them. You get what I'm saying? This is what messed me up from the floor up. It's when the fake ones can come out and try to identify the true elects. You can't do it. All you can identify is what Cain identified in Abel. Hate. That's what's in you. So it's best that you find those that are like you. Fake prophets and fake teachers. Bring them forth. You fake, you can identify them fake. But you can't be fake and a serpent seed and born of the flesh and try to identify y'all's servants in the spirit. It can't be done. You wrapping around your tail, and the tail is wrapping around your neck. And everybody that's following you, chasing your tail, they're the one that's going through that broad gate. How about that? Now, I want you to see the power in Matthew chapter 24 and verse 23. Then if any man shall, and that means male and female, shall say unto you, Lo, here is Christ, or there, believe them not. 99.3 in the world don't even understand that. They don't even understand that. Why? Deborah, tell them. Go on and tell them. Because you didn't understand Genesis 1 and 2. So if you didn't understand Genesis 1 and 2, you don't know what's going on here, nor anywhere else. Because Genesis 1 and 2 break that thing in and break that thing out. And because they don't shut their horse mouths up long enough to wait on or tarry for the Ruach, which is not coming anymore, he's already in who he's going to be in. Okay? Okay? He ain't coming to make nothing great again, like Trump And every fool out here thinking that Trump come to make it great again. You go on, walk your stupid tail. You got pastors and people all on this devil platform talking about Donald Trump and Biden. Do you hear Sister Deborah talking that mess? If you can see what I can see regarding the both of them, you'll say, well, how did you know all that? I don't waste my time giving them no glory. They giving you enough of their glory. I'm going to give my Father and his word that's powerful than the words in which these deceivers take to deceive many. Okay. Now, when you see verse 23 and 24 of Matthew's chapter 24, it leads you to understand that they had it wrong, y'all. They had it wrong all the time. Genesis 1 and 2 told it like it was, and it is. Now we got to go back to Matthew 24 and verse 5. And it says, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Okay, today, now I'm going to do it tomorrow, I'm going to do a video to shut down every pastor, bishop, apostle, teacher, prophet, prophetess, priest. I'm going to label priests first, evangelists, moorings, seers, and watchers. Stand down off your podium. Come down, y'all. You don't come and you're not founded in the Father, I'm going to leave it just where I'm going to teach that thing. I ain't going to give it to you now, but I'm going to give it to you tomorrow. Now, when you get to Matthew chapter 24 and verse 5, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. First and foremost, in the book of Genesis chapter 1, 99 trillion didn't understand who the Creator was speaking to. He was speaking to his power. His power is all power. His power follow behind his word. And his word follow behind his power. So when you hear when he said, and you shall have power, to do these things, the reason why people are not doing what the miracles and signs in which in which the Son of Man, Yeshua, was performing, is because they don't understand the power. It's no way he's going to let the power be in you and greater in you, and you don't understand it, nor do you know it. See, that's what everybody thinking. They thinking because everybody saying Lord, Lord, or Yah, Yah, or we the people, we the this, they there. No, baby, they're a long ways from home. Most of them, too far out in the deep. And what I mean by that is, when he says, his word is his power, and his power, his word back up his power, and his power back up his word, then therefore it lets you know that they missed it. They missed it. They missed it. And then you wonder where all this thing about the mystery. Wait a minute, what are you telling somebody to close it out until that day or to the end? What's going on? A lot of power was dispersed, and we missed it all. You missed it all. And even to the end, they still running around here like they got some authority and power, and they ain't got nothing. Now, in Genesis, he was explaining to you about the power through his power. Through his word brought power. Through his power brought the word. Brought the word, or saluted the word and supported the word. They work hand in hand. So here, the reason why people don't really get it, and they're not going to, is too late. You can't get it. You can't hear Sister Deborah speaking and, I got it. No, this is spirit. You have to get it from the inside of the teacher to the outside, not the outside and bringing it to the inside. That's why I had an issue with many that followed me. I called it a form of talking to the brick wall, because when someone is giving you that much word and that much power that rests with the word, and you still in la la land, or you still down at level 1, and you should supposed to be above my head. What kind of rats behind is that? That's not what I'm involved in. I don't want to get connected to that. And this why the support of no energy in one to support or to help. And I don't need nobody send me a cock and picking dime. I don't need it. Keep it for yourself. Keep it for yourself, because y'all don't like the wrong heart and the wrong mind. So, this here is telling you in Matthew chapter 24 and verse 5, many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Now, first and foremost, I want you all to understand what is actually said here. Yeshua is the Son of Man. Okay? Christ is the Son of Yah. They come together to work the mission of who? The Father. The Son of Man had to sit on the right side to the Son of Yah, which is the power of Yah, make the earth the footstool, his footstool. How is he going to do that? With the right hand power of his might. While who's sitting on his right hand? Yeshua, the Son of Man. So, what people missed it in Genesis 1 and 2 was Christ. They missed Christ. They missed Christ because man went in and they wanted to be the head, the ruler, the glory, the honor, and they just took on and ran. And they even took everything out of the order in the created way and made it in their order. And this is what the Father wants every last one of you all to see. Yes, this is a man's world. This man supports Satan. And this is what you see. And because y'all knew that men would support Satan more so like 80%, what did he do? He made sure man ruled everything that he knew would be destroyed. That's how powerful the Father is. I love him. I love him. I love him. Okay? Now watch this here. When you look at Matthew 24 and verse 5, and many shall come in my name saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. What Yeshua did, he took out Yeshua. Why did he do that for me? What did Yeshua do? He took out Yeshua. For who? For me. He didn't take out Yeshua for the disciples. He took out Yeshua for me. Because he knew that the disciples wasn't going to be here during this time. So for him to have eliminated Yeshua, he was doing it for someone else. He knew the disciples would not be here to read this verse right here. For many shall come in my name saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive it. Many. What do you mean, Deborah? Well, this book wasn't here for the disciples. But this instructions and direction study guide is here for Deborah. Why? Because those who are not allowed, that the ruach comes into, he's going to bag that thing up and he's going to bag it down for you. You can't look in this and try to grip what took place unless the ruach in you teaches you and break that thing in you. You will look at it and you were thinking that many going to come and say that they Christ Jesus. No, that's not what it's saying. They're not saying they're the Son of Man. They're coming to say that they are the Son of God. How? What is the Son of God? What is the Son of Yah? Deborah, tell the people what is the Son of God. Who is the Son of God? That's that power. They claiming the power. They don't want the Son of Man. And he said, who is the Son of Man? The Son of Man has one name. And that name for the Son of Man is Yeshua, which is the word called Jesus. If you think for 1 minute that it's about the word that says Jesus versus Yeshua, you's a fool, you're going to live a fool and die a fool. Yes, you are. Because you got to go with the power, not with the name. And that's where you all are messed up from the floor. If he brought a bunch of people into the land they knew not, do you really believe he got you to come from out of your land acting ugly and ugly and ugly and ugly and destroying, deceiving, profaning, disrespecting him? He's going to get you out of your land, bring you to a land that's not even your father nor you knew of, and have you control the name in which they call the Son of Man? You's a fool if you think a creator rumbled your way. You got ignorant people out here bashing and going up against people like they're going up against the Christians, not understanding. They have not did their deep study on who the Christian is, but they're too ignorant, looking up in Enoch and all that old demonic mess, but ain't even understood. You bashing Christian and don't even know there's going to be a great number of what you knew of as Christians in the kingdom. All nations, baby. So wait, are you going to come to the spirit realm or are you going to stay stupid in the natural? You're going to stay stupid in the natural because you want to feed these people because you think you got a number. Oh, I forgot you got to get your check for you and your family, you and your camp, you and your church, you and your community. How about that? Okay, let's get into this. First and foremost, in Matthew's, it's telling you that Yeshua has, his name is Yeshua. He's the Son of Man. The Son of Man. Why? When the Son of Man came out of the woman, he became the flesh. But something came with him, which was the Son of Yah. Who is the Son of Yah? Tell him, Deborah. It's what the world called Christ. And this is what he's talking about. Yeshua is telling you, I took on my Father in heaven's last name. And his last name is Christ. I am the Son of Man. Christ is my daddy's last name. My daddy's name that I took on. What is his daddy? The power, the word, and the spirit of his Father. They came down to assist him in the mission. You see? So when it's saying, in my name, he let you, not you, let me stop, not you, but me. He's letting me know, Deborah, not the name of Yeshua. They ain't coming to find the name of Yeshua. Why? Why ain't they coming, Yeshua, as the name of Yeshua? Because that's flesh, Deborah. That's flesh. We got to get to this thing in the spirit. Wrap them people up in the spirit realm because they don't know nothing. They don't know nothing. So he's not saying that they coming in the name of Yeshua. Look at how he did that. He said, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ. Wait a minute, hold up. What's the thing with Christ? Why ain't they coming saying Jesus? Why ain't they coming saying Yeshua HaMashiach? Why are they coming to say HaMashiach only? Why? Why? Because I am the power. You missed it. Like you miss everything. He is the power they looking for. They coming in the power of who the Father is. And Yeshua warned you that they would. The disciples didn't know nothing about this. He's telling them, but it wasn't rocket during the time they were there. How do you know what's rocket now, Deborah? When the Ruach comes, he's teach you all things. Not something, all things. So here he's telling you, Yeshua said, many shall come in my name, say, I am the power. That's what Christ is. It's the power of the Father that was in the beginning in Genesis, who created all things by the word was spoken, and the power of who he was brought it forth. Okay? So, and shall deceive many. So, Sister Deborah is already tuned in to deception. That's why I'm going to teach this thing at 7 p.m. today. I'm going to teach this thing. I'm already tuned in to deception. I'm already in there. I already see it. I can see it a mile. No, not even 7 miles, about 100 miles away. I can already see it. That's how deep it's rooted in me to always know that it's there. So here in Matthew 24 and verse 5, I just gave you one of the most powerful things you never knew. And this is what it's saying. Many shall come in my name. My name is Yeshua HaMashiach. Why ain't you saying Yeshua HaMashiach? Why ain't you saying Yeshua? Because, Deborah, you know the power ain't in me. They coming in the power of my Father and portray it. And this is what you see on the devil platform. They trying to use the power of Yah to rack up subscribers and likes so they can get praise and glory and honor. And when they're offended, they run to get the subscribers. Let me get on here and talk to them. They don't want to make me feel good about who I am in my life. You see? So this here is saying, I am Christ and shall deceive many. They're not coming to say that they are Yeshua, because that's the Son of Man, born of the flesh. They're coming to say that they are the power of the Father. That's why you see I am the power. They ain't coming to deal with y'all doing tales in no name of no Son of Man. They don't give a rat's behind about the flesh. They trying to come up the way Yeshua tried to gain it. Not Yeshua, the way the devil tried to gain it in heaven. Steal the power. That's what they coming to deceive your tales. Deceive. That's why I say I hate when people teaching and preaching on these devil platforms. They need to shut this thing down. Shut it down. That's to tell who's who and what's what. This world's going to be a chaos when they do that. And they know it. They know it's a bombshell is about to happen when they shut these medias down. It ain't going to hurt them because y'all ignorant. Y'all thinking it's all about money. These people don't give a rat's behind. We in that day. In that day represent power and control. Don't give a rat's behind about your money. It's the power. They ready to take out people. When you take out a people with a buyer, what are you doing? Destroying a bunch of people. That's power. If you destroy them, how you get their money? You can't get their money if you destroy them. But I don't want their money. I know that, but you all don't know it. Because they want to chase everything about the Democrats, the Republicans, and Biden, and all this worldly matter. Baby, this thing is a war within a war. And guess what? It ain't on nobody but the serpent seed who running around here don't know that they are the serpent seed and born of the flesh. Okay? Their destiny is the lake of hell. And they don't even know it. They don't get it. And it's not meant for them to get it, but they're going to feel that bad boy. That's when they're going to get it. Okay. Now, in Matthew chapter 24, I'm going to back this thing up and back it down from verse 24 and verse 5. Matthew 24 and verse 23 and 24. Matthew 24, verse 23 and 24. It reads, then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is Christ. Hey, bro, go out here. The power is out there. Or there. Go over there. The power is there. Believe it now. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. All right? Verse 24, what does it say? And there shall rise false crisis. False crisis. False crisis. So let's go back to the power as Christ being the power. That's why I said when you hear people talking about the power is there, that means somebody who teaching what they think is the power, go out there. This person doing miracles and signs, go out there. That's where the power is at. There's a lie from the pit of hell. That's the deception on the left-hand side. That's the deception, y'all. That's why he told the disciples, don't worry about what the end going to be. Don't be deceived, because that's the biggest thing on the face of the earth today in this D-A-Y. The deception to discern and this here, these holes they coming up with, and all this here fallen angels and giants and aliens that made up a lie for Genesis 1. Go back up in Genesis 1. You can see the lie for what it is. You cannot turn the Son of Man into the fallen angels. So fallen angels can't be on the scene with the sons of Yah. No, they couldn't. No, they couldn't. Satan can come up and come in the midst, but the fallen angels can't come down here and be in the midst of the sons of Yah. Why? They got to come in human form. And you didn't get it, did you? The fallen angels, ain't nobody falling from nowhere. They coming in the seed of the serpent's seeds. That means they coming out of the womb of a woman, and it's the man's seed. But it's the serpent seed. If a woman has a man has a sperm, it's either a sperm of which is a seed of the devil, or the seed of Yah. That's or the spiritual seed. When he translated over to woman, it's going to be the one that came from the men. But it's going to represent the one that heavens had dropped in it. It's going to be for the kingdom of heaven. That seed is coming from the Lamb book of life, or it's coming from the book of the lake of hell. That's going to be in that seed of that woman. So that's why when you get up in Genesis chapter 6, the problem and why he destroyed the world is based on flesh of a man. They lied like they did in Genesis. They lied to y'all. And it's amazing how the whole world believed that lie. And that's why I say, Father, there's no way out, is it? He said, no, Deborah, it's over. I ain't coming back to correct none of this. I send mines out to serve me. Bam, that's it. That's why he was upset with the sons of man. No, the sons of Yah. Because those were his that was down here. And they saw what the sons of men were doing with their daughters, which is their seed. Y'all didn't know that they were the serpent seed. You missed it. It didn't have nothing to do with no doing giants. Can't no giants have no baby by no woman, and no woman have no baby by no giants. Y'all stop being stupid. And that's why y'all coming up. They got y'all feeding into all this aliens and all this. United States been tapping in to cloning all kind of things. I'm sure they done made up something that looks like an alien. So that ain't alien or whatever. But you think I'm going to be focused on the left end when I know what the right is doing? You's a fool. Okay? So in Matthew chapter 24 and verse 23 and 24 it says, then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. It's letting you know, don't believe the power that's out here, y'all. Don't believe this power that's out here. Don't and this is what he's talking about. All this power that's out here that's doing this, doing this, doing this. It's false Christ, y'all. False power. False fallen angels. False aliens. False giants. This is power that they drilling into your mind. Come on, they seen them at the mall. Giant aliens. That was a video that they can bring into a 3D to make it look like it's out there on you, fools. You see it right now today down in Times Square. Go to New York. You will see exactly like giants is standing right in front of you. Aliens is standing right in front of you. That's what they flipped in that mall. That ain't no doing aliens. Alien. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. So, understand when it says, if any man shall say unto you, lo, aliens, fallen angels, oh, giants. He's talking about the power. The world is going to alternate a lot of things to deceive you, to believe that the power is in their hand to bring forth. While the right hand is going to bring it forth all kind of things from under the bottomless pit, from the ocean and all kind of things. From the heaven, he's going to be bringing it. He's telling you he's doing it. And then you wonder over here, well, if you're doing this over on this end, Father, what is this thing doing over here? You messed up. You messed up because you believe in what it says in Matthew 24 and 23. Then if any man say unto you, lo, here is Christ. It's the power, Father. It's the power, y'all. Christ is the power. They're telling you to go in a way where the power is at. Where is this power? When Yah's power here, what is this power over here? That's the false. Let's go there. And they're going to say, or there, believe it not. Now watch this. That's the thing that was in the mall, y'all. All these things that they telling you about the giants and the aliens. Look over here. Look up here. Look in the sky. They can turn anything into what you want it to be. But when you are born of the Spirit, if it were so, you would be fooled. That's how he's showing you how powerful it is for those who are born of the seed of Satan to be deceived because they're already deceived. They come here deceived. Okay. Now, verse 23. Then if any man, no, verse 24, Matthew 24 and 24. For there shall arise false Christs, false people, false things that's carrying power. All over the place, all over the world. Fallen angels, giants, aliens, false Christ. The reason why people didn't know that it was power to show deception to you, the reason why is because they never knew in Genesis that the power was backing up the word, and the word was backing up the power to bring forth the will of the Father in the beginning. And you missed it. To where when Christ did come on the scene with the Son of Man, they came as Yeshua HaMashiach. You don't know HaMashiach from Yeshua. You don't know Yeshua from HaMashiach because you never knew in Genesis where the power was. So HaMashiach is the Father's right hand power. It came with Yeshua with the word. Yes, it did. See, Yeshua didn't just come down with word. He came down with the power. See, in Genesis, the word spoke and the power brought forth. The word knew the word. The word knew the power and the power knew the word because they know they were the same. So when you say HaMashiach, which the word called Christ, that's the power. It came down with the word so Yeshua can have the power from the earth and from the heaven, working this mission. So when he says false Christ, Talking about the power. You see how stupid people are? And we're going to back that thing a little bit deeper. And false prophets. False prophets. I'm going to show you where you know people are false teachers and false teachers and false prophets themselves. Because they don't even understand the false prophets. They don't understand the false Christ. See, those that's coming as the false prophets and the false teachers are those are coming to deceive many with not just the word, but with artificial power. You understand what I'm saying? They're not just coming just for the word, but artificial power. Okay? So when you see Matthew 24 and 24, there shall arise false Christ. That's power. People coming with the power. And we know what comes with the power is the word, and the word comes with the power. So they're coming with false Christ. You got to understand who the Christ is. That's why he said they want to teach this thing, and I'm shutting down with my message. All priests, bishops, apostles, prophets, teachers, anybody. And I'm going to send that bad boy through the wind and let Yah do what he does best. He going to do like a rolling ball, knocking down a bowling balls that's set up by the great number. Why? Because that's what time, that's what day, not time. We ain't in the time. We in that D-A-Y we're in. And when they start falling, you're going to start seeing and understanding exactly who they are and who they were behind the sheep clothing. Okay? So when you see Matthew 24 and verse 24, you got to understand it says false crisis. Now, we got to understand who false crisis is. You have to understand they coming with that power. Okay? Now, this is how you know Sister Deborah knows what she's talking about. Just hear me out. Watch this here. And false prophets. He told you too. False crisis and false prophet. How are they coming? And how are you going to identify and clarify this verse? Here it comes. And shall show great signs and wonders. So when you see these false prophets, they're not just false prophets. They're out here showing signs and wonders as well. Why? False Christs and false prophets. Watch this here. Shall show great signs and wonders, inasmuch that if it were, they could fool Deborah. That's why I know who they are. They can't fool me. So this is how they're coming. So a lot of people be on this thing about false prophets and false prophets. Sit your ugly mouth down. Your horse mouth down. Because you don't know nothing about what you're saying. You've been on this devil platform for so long, feeding trash to the flesh. You don't know spirit and truth. It just saw you and it's standing before you right here and there. You wouldn't know it. So I wanted to just bring that forth to where you could see how people really can't really grip the difference between who they are and who the least of them are. Okay? Now, in Matthew's chapter 26 and 31, I have to get off you guys. Matthew chapter 26 and verse 31. Matthew chapter 26 and verse 31 reads, Then Yeshua said unto them, All ye shall be offended. All ye shall be offended because of me this night. Now, why are they going to be offended? Truth, righteous and truth. Nobody gets offended because of you or you saying something that's not true. They get offended because you are speaking truth that's cutting they know and tails up. And they get offended. The only way they escape being and can get that offense or that feeling of being offended off of them, they got to get on this devil platform and say something. So subscribers can support their feelings. I told y'all that, this is a devil platform. This thing is wrapped up in people's feelings and personal opinion and what is it, feeling and emotions. Now listen to this. Matthew 26 and verse 31. Then said Yeshua unto them, all ye shall be offended because of me this night. For it is written, thank you, to be offended. You already offended. Because it's written in heaven that you're going to be offended. Because heaven knows which book you're in. So you need to be offended. Now, what does it say? For it is written, I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock shall be scattered abroad. And they are offended of that. They're going to be, he said, they're going to be offended because he said that. What is he doing? He's telling them what is going to happen. That's just like the prophet that they are hating on. She's telling them what the Father has said to her, and they're offended about what she's saying, and now she's the false one. All this trash is going on in this world, all this wicked and darkness people can cover to bring light to people, to give people some comfort. They sitting here getting offended by what you said. Not only are they offended by what she's saying, they're offended the fact that too many people are listening to her. Oh, they'll get mad at you then too. If you got too many subscribers and too many likes and you override them, they'll get offended. Big time. But mine is deeper. Mine is they are offended from the truth and what is spoken righteous. And it cuts them, y'all. It cuts them. So deep, they say, oh, I can't get out of there. It told you in Proverbs 18 and verse 19. You can't deal with somebody that's like that. They too hardened. It's cut deep. Oh, being offended? Oh, man. And he's telling this here to his, let me see who is he telling to. He's telling this to his disciples. He's telling them they're going to be offended. Why are they going to be offended, Father? For it is written, Deborah. This is what I got to do. It's written, Deborah. I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock shall be scattered abroad. That's the right hand of the Father talking. Letting you know he going to smite the shepherd. Smite the shepherd. And the flock shall scatter abroad. And he tell them, don't be offended because I told you the truth. See, that's what y'all don't understand. And y'all don't understand that these people's spirits is like this. Sister Deborah is telling you because I'm a student of the Ruach. I'm taught from the wilderness. I'm seeing these people like this. I'm watching these people conduct themselves this way. Okay? Now, let's go to Romans 14. In Romans 14 and 21. In Romans 14 and 21. Romans 14 and 21 reads, it is good neither to eat flesh, nor to drink wine, nor anything whereby thy brother stumble, or is offended, or made weak. You see, a person can be offended by any and everything. But when you are offended, this is not as great, but when you are offended by what is righteous and what is just and what is upright, and you know what? It's best to be pierced by the sword, to not be pierced at all. Because knowing that sometimes things come to heal, to make you check yourself. Because in yourself, in a man's eyes, it's all clean. Let me get that to that. Let me show you something. Proverbs 16 and verse 4. Let's go there. Proverbs 16 and verse 4. And this is where a lot of you all need to write this verse down. This is a lot of people, y'all, especially everybody on this devil platform. Listen to this. All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes. That's in his flesh eyes. I'm holier than y'all. I'm better than y'all. I got this. I got that. I got all these subscribers. I got a lot of likes. I got a this. I can come here and teach this. I can teach it. Watch what it says. Y'all don't have no problem with that. Listen to what he said. Proverbs 16 and verse 2. All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes. That means in his natural eyes, you think you all that. You ain't nothing. Now watch this here. Watch this, y'all. Watch what he says. But the Creator is going to weigh them spirits. The Creator is going to weigh them spirits. Because while you're trying to be clean in your own eyes, and that's why you are offended, and you need to be offended. And you know what? Keep on thinking you clean in your own eyes. Yah said he's going to measure and weigh the spirits with an S. I'm going to end there because I got to go 7 p.m. Central Time. He's going to weigh the bad boys while you run around here thinking you all that answer. He's going to show you that you ain't who you think you are. And what people didn't understand, we're still in this DAY. Hey, this is some DAY. This is the wicked and evil at its highest. And it's still going worse. But I thank the Father for allowing me to see it this day in what it is, what it was, and what it's going to be. I thank Him for allowing me to see it because you know what? People who can't see it, you got something coming. You got something coming, especially if you think you clean in your own eyes and you outweigh any and everything on the earth, and everybody needs to listen to you. You go right ahead. Let them listen to you. That's your portion on the earth. Because that means you ain't got nothing in heaven because you ain't fed nobody's spirit and truth with the light in your right hand. So you get your, enjoy it, like Solomon said. That's your portion. What you got on earth is your portion. Because you ain't going to look for nothing when you go to the kingdom. Shalom and shalom, Sister Deborah. I hope you got something out of it. I'm going to open up the comment board on this message and anything, any questions, shoot it out. Shalom and shalom.